Hi travelers, we're going to just do a 9-card spread. We're going to read the cards and we're going to get straight into it. I have the Radiant White deck. I know perhaps many of you wish that I'd pulled another deck, but I'm being prompted to use this particular deck. At the moment, I pulled out several decks, and this one spoke and said that it would be willing to assist me today. More than likely, and what I have begun to notice when the Radiant White volunteers itself, it is because it is probably the most widely recognized deck on the face of the earth, and so therefore the messages can be a bit clearer for people, right? It's not all like obscure and kind of weird. All right, here we go. The Magician, the Three of Pentacles. I will show you these cards. The Six of Coins. I will show you these, okay? Oh wow, the Knight of Wands. The Hermit, the Moon, wow, the Two of Cups, wow, the Empress, and the Knight of Swords. Under the deck, well, there it is, the Wheel of Fortune. Jupiter is about to move into its ruling sign of Sagittarius. It is about higher knowledge, higher learning, not necessarily speaking of those things where you go to college or post-secondary education. It is the idea that things are changing and will be changing, and depending where you are on the wheel will determine whether you go up or whether you go down. Now, I have 4 major arcana cards. I have 2 court cards. I have 1 coin and 2 cups. Huh, how interesting. Right in the center we have the Hermit. The Hermit is not only a teacher, he is also a scholar himself. This is the idea of looking deep within, trying to come to the truth of the situation. It is a card of isolation, of loneliness, but it also speaks to the idea that, because it's a 9 card, that eventually the situation will free itself up. It will come out. You will come out. You will not only have knowledge that you have gained, but you're also going to be able to relay that information. Now, I have 2 Mercury cards here. We are in the post-shadow phase, the pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. Mercury will actually go retrograde in November, and he's going to be retrograde, or the retrograde phase is going to last all the way into December. He's actually slowing down now, so it's like a 2-month time frame. It's ridiculous. It's eight weeks, okay? We know that Mercury rules short distance travel, siblings, communication, the written word, the spoken word, images, text messages, emails, phones, faxes. It also rules commerce. We also have Venus here, who is also in retrograde phase in the sign of Scorpio. She will be moving into one of her co-ruling sign of Libra. Libra is the Venus is the planet of relating. It speaks to balance and harmony and fairness, but it also rules your personal possessions and your value systems. I feel that this Hermit is speaking to things slowing down, things coming to a standstill, particularly here with this particular moon. This is an information blackout for some of you. I feel that for some of you, you have been working on something. Here is the Magician. You've been focusing all of your energy, your time. You've actually been perfecting this thing. You're trying to build something. We have this Three of Coins here. This is the idea, two things coming together to make a third thing. On the one hand, this speaks to me of a business deal or business transaction. Maybe with someone abroad. Maybe you've been working with someone abroad, overseas, or you've been working with someone who is at a distance, perhaps through electronic means. This may be the idea that you've been traveling to and fro, back and forth, between places. We see these two knights both going in the same direction. Look at this. Can you see that? For others of you, I feel this is the return. Now, under retrogrades, old lovers and old situations do return. I would like to caution you that under a Mercury retrograde, when old lovers return, it will not last. Okay? It is simply the universe giving you an opportunity to redo this, to either get off your chest what was on your chest, or to kind of get a clearer view of what this person is all about. If this is someone that you broke up with, or you guys split for some reason, the person is going to return. You will hear from this person. So now the universe is asking you truly, what is that worth to you? Does the person and has the person treated you in a fair, balanced, and harmonious? Do they appreciate you? What are you worth? What do you feel you are worth? And what does that person bring to the table? For some of you, no, this relationship will not last. For others of you, I feel that there is someone who's coming. You already know this person. I think the person has been working alone, trying to build something. Sometimes this card will show up as the single male or single person. I also feel that the person may be dealing with some kind of health or body issues. Your health is your wealth. That's Virgo. So this is about work, service, and duty to others, but also work, service, and duty to yourselves. This can be somebody who may be working all the time. This can even be describing you, and who is not necessarily taking care of themselves. So this idea, here the moon, the Pisces card, the idea that there may be a hidden health issue that may resurface. For others of you, this is going to be somebody brand new. But there is definitely a soul and or spirit connection. I'm not necessarily going to say this is a twin flame connection. It will be significant. Many of you don't even see it coming. This Six of Cups is known as the soulmate card. But sometimes this card can be speaking about the idea that there's been some misunderstandings and miscommunications. Here, there will be. I think because for some of you, this is going to be a very, very new situation. Someone coming in quite rapidly, kind of out of the blue. For others of you, this Two of Cups here speaks to the idea that, again, some of you know this person. Some of you don't know this person, but you know this person on a spiritual level. I have 2 3s here. 2 3s speak to a small but pleasant surprise, but it can also speak to excessive flirting and cheating. For those of you who do not know this person, I caution you to please move slowly. That's not the energy of these 2 knights. Because the 2 knights together speak to a slight concern in regards to a new relationship, romance. or partnership. We see it here. I think for some of you, there's a hold and a freeze on this. What's interesting is that this card represents the idea of winter. You see he's standing in the snow on a snowy, he's frozen in place. But yet, here is the Empress who brings about summer, the changing of the seasons. Okay? So she's trying to thaw out this person and this energy. This speaks to the idea of the Two of Cups, and the Empress speaks to the idea of a relationship that is really quite special, in the sense that it brings all of the things perhaps that you have wanted, you have desired, maybe that you have feared you would never get. This is the outward expression. This is the inward expression. But then something comes in. Now for some of you, this could be a trip. This could be traveling back home. This card speaks to childhood. So this could be a childhood friendship or romance, high school, something of that nature. This is our timing. We will have the moon conjunct Uranus, opposing Venus, but we also have Pluto in the mix with the moon. This is definitely retrograde energy. The Hermit. The cards are funny like that sometimes. And what's so, the first thing I said when I said, wow, that's interesting. From the 6 to the 2 are 4 cups. The 4 cups means that there's a hesitancy. There's a momentary pause while someone weighs up. Libra. The value. So it tells me that this thing is on the back burner. It is, if you need a situation to move, for some of you it definitely will move quickly. But if you need a situation to stay exactly where it is, then that's a good thing. Now, let's go to the cards. Let's check the 3 of Coins. I can't look at these 2 knights. This is 2 different types of communication. This may be a fire sign individual, and this may be an air sign individual. It could be really any sign here. But all of these cards, this is Mercury, this is Virgo. This is also Mercury. So there's this heavy mercurial influence here. So the person could be even of an earth sign or water sign, any sign really. We only have this one fire. Someone with the moon, and it's traveling this way. The moon, which is our timing, which is I think tomorrow. Yes, the full moon in Taurus. And then suddenly there's a freeze, but then someone rushes back towards the past. This is definitely something from the past coming back around. No matter how this plays out, it's definitely something coming back, someone coming back, a situation coming back, an opportunity coming back. In whatever you are perhaps have been struggling or dealing with. Okay? That is how 3 of Pentacles, it's with the Wheel of Fortune. It tells you to have faith and trust in your own talents, that you will find success in your endeavors. Here it is. If many of you have been looking for a job, or you've been waiting on that contract, that's what this rules. This may go backwards and forwards, but I do feel that Something is coming back around. Now, for those of you who are website members, I have that whole retrograde series, particularly on Mercury retrograde, and you hear, don't take a new job. Well, if you've been waiting on this, know that there may be some miscommunications and misunderstandings, but it's not something that's going to kill you. Okay? So please do your homework. It's a scholar and a teacher. He is a student, but he is also someone who can create things out of nothing. Sometimes that can be the card of trickery. Mercury is known as trickery. So I think this is going to be a time that's kind of fraught with fear. Don't fear. Have faith. Okay? Have faith. 6 of Cups. It may be tricky, but it's not impossible. Next to the Moon brings a message that an issue or regrets from the past have not been fully resolved, and they may come back to haunt you. So keep your emotions balanced and remain aware of the emotional lesson of the experience or experiences. It may remain to haunt you until the issue is fully understood and dealt with. Do not fall into the same trap again. It is a time to look realistically at a situation or issue that has not gone to plan as of late to see where you may have misjudged or miscalculated. Remember I said, this is going to be an opportunity for you to right this wrong. With the Empress, implies that some work needs to be put into a personal relationship, as there have been some miscommunications and misunderstandings that need to be corrected. Doesn't mean this person's supposed to stick around. I just did a reading for somebody they were asking me a question, and the only thing that kept coming up was, you're not going to be able to do what you want to do until you deal with this situation. A lot of times that's what happens. People feel stuck, they are frustrated, but they are also fearful to just make a decision. Even not making a decision is making a decision. Not doing something is actually doing something. And so sometimes the universe will come in and give you the opportunity to do what is necessary so that you can move forward. Okay? And sometimes that may be going backwards. Next to the Moon, it says the past will come up and suggest that someone feels misunderstood. I don't know who this person is that's coming back, but someone is definitely coming back. Okay? Now we can look at this 2 of Cups. That's it. I can't look at anything else. Let's see what the 2 of Cups says. It tells me nothing. I gave you the 2 Knights, correct? Well, this is a 10 card. And I want you to look at something. That's a 1. That's a 9. There is the 10. And it comes swiftly. For some of you, this is not news you're going to want to hear. For others of you, it may be exactly what you need to hear. Now, I want you to think about what I just said. Okay? Even though you may not want to hear it, it will be exactly what you need to hear. Yes? Depends on how you look at things. Now, first thing I'm going to do, I want to take a look at this 3 of Pentacles. The building of something. But this is going, assuming that you are perhaps getting advice from someone who is in a higher position or is more skilled and more knowledgeable than you. But I also think that some of you don't want really to move. You don't want to. You want the bounty. You want the blessings. But you're not willing to move. There it is. The Gran Consolazione. This is something you, remember I said you've been working on it, you've been focused on it, and it is coming together for you. You are, in effect, realizing your dreams. This is what the Magician can be all about. The worry, the fear, the anxiety, the dispiacere, and the speranza. You are afraid to make a move. That's what this card is telling me. Let's look at, I want to look at this Knight of Wands. Then I'm going to look at this Knight of Swords. Now, as we know, there's no timing in the tarot. Now, what's interesting is the glyph for Venus, the circle with the, that's like the hand mirror. So this is really asking you to take a closer look. It's on a heart. It's asking you to take a closer look. What do you really want for yourself? And can you get that with someone, or can you get it without them? What is it worth to you? The man chained to his past. Somebody's leaving. Now, we already know that we're dealing with something that hasn't been dealt with. Something that's coming back around. The Dottore. Now, he is typically a professional or someone who is in the capacity of helping. Okay? The Casa. Remember I said to you this could be someone who's having some difficulty with taking care of their own home, but it's due to something from the past that they have not put to bed yet. This may be a sticking point between the two of you, same-sex and or heterosexual, whomever's going to take the role of a male. And this is definitely, I want you to look at that, definitely male energy. Knight of Swords. Belvedere, great foresight. Some of you, I think, as I said, there are going to be some of you who are going to pass this by. To return, you're going to be able to fix it and then let it go. And this is what you're being asked to do. This is the karmic lesson. Remember, that's what we're talking about. You're going to have to deal with it. Otherwise, it's going to remain to haunt you until you understand the lessons of the experience. Whatever that means for you. You can look forward to the gift of, and I'm reading like for some of you, this is a release. A gift that is not unselfish. So even if someone tells you to go fly a kite, that is the gift of release. And it is not unselfish. Okay? Sometimes when we are rejected, we try to determine what is wrong with us. Why doesn't the person like me? Did I do something wrong? Rejection is heaven's protection. That is not the person for you. That whole situation is not in your highest good. Now, remember I said there are others of you that the person is going to come back? There he is. See him? So no matter how this plays out, for some of you, this is somebody you know you've dealt with in the past. For others of you, this is somebody that is going to be brand new, but there's going to be a connection that you're not going to understand. A slight concern in regards to a new romance, relationship, or partnership. So this could even be a business deal. I want to see quickly. I'm going to leave these here. I'm going to pull 3 Lenormands. Oh. There's the Tower. Now, the Tower usually speaks to big governmental organizations, the law, legalities. But the Tower is also the idea of safety and protection. Okay. This is a 6 of Swords here. It could also speak to isolation. A friend. Companionship. Now this could be somebody who is this could be about immigration. This could be, again, legalities. This could be the criminal justice system. But this could also be someone who is quite distant and stern. But this is business and corporations as well. A quote-unquote friend in a high place. One more. That's 8, that's 9, that's 10 of Cups. 19, 18. 19, 18. Whatever this thing is, there is success to be had, and recognition and illumination. Now, recognition does not necessarily mean other people recognizing you and giving you your due course, although that is definitely a possibility. Self-illumination can also be recognition. Okay, things being illuminated for you. The recognition of exactly what this is all about. These Lenormands are speaking quite... I feel for some of you this occurred back around the 19th, between the 19th and the 18th of October, by the end of this month. And what were those 3 cards? Oh, and look what was underneath. The letter. Remember, these were the 3 cards. So even if this is some kind of successful business project, this is not a bad spread. I just kind of feel that I want to pull one more set of cards. This Moon. See, someone's leaving and someone's coming in. 2 different types of messages, but both of them quite speedy and fast. These cards. The Consolation. To me, this card is speaking of a warning. For some of you, it's not going to be exactly what you think it is. This is why the cards are telling you there's a slight concern. This is the idea of not hearing what you want to hear, but for others of you, you're going to hear exactly what you need to hear. This is about letting go of something, someone, or a situation. But this also is about something unexpected. Okay? Okay, now, those are the readings. I'm going to put out a mailer, a newsletter tomorrow. I'm going to resurrect something that I tried some years ago. I think did not. I think the timing was off, and so I'm trying to get the timing a bit more perfect. It will start next week. It will be first come, first serve. Basically, it is 1 question, 3 card pull. If you do not sign up for the newsletter, you will miss this. It is something that I like to do to kind of give back to those of you who have supported me throughout the year. And it will only run from, let me make sure that I have it right here. 1 second. It will start Sunday of this week, which is the 28th, if I'm not mistaken, yes. And it will run until November 4th. Okay? And again, those of you who don't sign up for the newsletter, those of you who are website members and do not open the newsletters when they come out, you're going to be highly upset with this. I'm not going to announce it until after it's completed what it was and what I did. To sign up for the newsletter, you can simply click on the little I in the right hand corner, and that will take you directly over to the newsletter. I think it's on the right hand side of the site that says sign up for the free weekly newsletter. I sent out information last week, so those of you who got it and opened it know exactly what I'm talking about. I hope those messages helped you, and until next time, namaste.